This also another insane video. So I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna show you the person in question. Then I'm gonna say that person's name. This is a prisoner inmate that is transgender. Now let's get on with the story. Transgender inmate accused of rape. A transgender woman sent to Logan Correctional Center for Men is a prison. Is a prison. Faces rape accusations and remain at women's prison in Lincoln after the governor's office repeatedly overruled the move by corrections officer officials to return her to the men's facility. Logan inmates have reported being raped by. How the fuck do you say that? Bear with me. Janiah? I'm gonna spell that shit out. Janiah Monroe. Known as Andre Patterson by the Illinois Department of Corrections, according to the court documents in the federal lawsuit aimed at forcing correctional officials to adequately treat gender dysphoria as an improved care for transgender inmates. Dr. William Puga, Puga, head of the for the Department of Corrections, last year testified that Monroe wasn't welcomed by other inmates when she was removed from Logan's last spring. Dr. P received information that Monroe threatened staff and other inmates, U.S. Corrections, blah, blah, blah. Nancy something that I can't remotely come close to fucking saying. So Nancy, Rosenstengel, wrote in December the injunction ordering the Department of Corrections to provide hormones to the transgender inmate to stop making housing assistance based on genitalia or physical appearance. Women at the facility filed complaints against Monroe under the Prison Rape Eliminations Act. So some were false, but many were legitimate. Dr. P also testified that Monroe stopped taking hormones after arriving at Logan's. Oh, this motherfucker was a slick one. A sexual misconduct charge against Monroe has been upheld. Alan Mills, her attorney, says in the case of the controversial sex, other sexual assault allegations he says weren't proven. I have no idea what the hell's going on. All I can tell you is none have been found to be founded, and all have been denied by Miss Mills, says as he added that Monroe, who has a history of manipulating genitalia and his attempts to castrate herself, denies that she stopped taking hormones. Monroe has requested surgery so that Monroe has requested surgery so that her body matches her gender identity. On February the 10th, Logan inmates filed a Jane Doe lawsuit against Logan Prison. The employees alleging that Monroe had raped her and that she was wrongly punished after reporting the assault to the prison staff, who discounted it. Likely the plaintiff, Monroe, isn't identified by the name in the lawsuit, but multiple sources confirm that she is the person accused of rape. I'm confused reading this. This is why I try not to deal with too much stuff that doesn't involve people who are not in the alphabet squad. Lawsuit came 3 days after U.S. District Court Judge Michael Mihm, M-I-H-M, issued an injunction barring the Department of Corrections from moving Monroe to the men's prison without provocation, providing 14-day notice to the courts and her lawyer as an explanation of showing why the transfer was necessary. The Department of Corrections tried to move Monroe out of Logan last June about 3 months after she was moved to the women's prison from Pontiac Correctional Center where she was sexually assaulted. Okay. I'm like confused as hell there. So this person either doesn't have the surgery. You know what? Let's just keep going. Where was I? Inmates and staff. Sexually assaulted, harassed, and abused by inmates and staff. In writing statement, Monroe says that she was put in a van and made it to the prison gate before turning around. In her statement, Monroe says that she told that the governor's office stepped in and out of transfers to Pontiac. What the fuck? What happened was the governor's office called someone in the Department of Corrections and said, "Don't let this happen," and it didn't happen. Miller says he said he didn't know that the governor's office learned that Monroe was being moved. The governor's office didn't immediately respond to the email from the Illinois Times asking about the aborted transfer. The rape accusations aside, Monroe's time at Logan's hasn't been easy. She has been housed in a surrogate of her own safety for her own safety. In October, she attempted suicide with a razor. Her injuries were serious enough that she was treated outside of prison grounds. Louis Mayer, the attorney for the inmate who says that she was punished for reporting that she had been raped by Monroe, said that the alleged assault occurred last summer, about a month after prison officials began transferring proceedings to cut short. He said his client was overpowered in a cell, then sexually assaulted, which is highly possible if he hasn't had the surgery. It's going to come down to a jury sizing up both individuals' testing and their credibility, Mayer says. 4 days, this damn report is long as hell, and I am not going any further. I'm going to skip to the end. I think you can't talk about everybody at Logan as a group more than you can outside the mills. Someone has extremely comfort with transgender folks. Some are not. At the same true with race. We have rules against discrimination within the society. Discrimination based on sexual orientation is one of them. Alright, we're just going to go straight into the comment section now, because I like to see what some of these people who read have to say about this shit. A person named after a type of candy bar says, "This is one that is expected when you put a grown man in an all-female prison and hope the victim sues the hell out of him." I'll agree with that. BW, keep males where they supposed to be with males. I'll agree with that, especially if he hasn't had the operation. Now, RM, it's still a man, no matter what it wants to be called. If I say I'm invisible, can you still see me? And, goddamn, I like this guy. If I say I'm invisible and you can still see me, does it make me invisible? Come on. What the hell is this world coming to? Send his ass, which I'm sure he likes. Oh my God. To men's prison, and it'd be a crime that he expects. Oh, fucking A, dude. Fucking A. This is a long one. We're just going to call this one user 27. This is an abomination, and it is wrong. Just because someone says that they are one sex doesn't make it true. You are where you were born, and there either should be a house for each other. There shouldn't be, oh God, to do the same thing as a team of the opposite sex. There are men who are still men. There are women who are still women, and it is not safe. It is crazy. And the others turn to get the decision that these people, blah, 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 looking around at women. Okay, I agree with that too. Here's a thought while we're on me reading these comments. Why is there not a prison for transgender people? You know, for transgender women who are becoming men, and for transgender men who are becoming women. Why don't you put all of them in a transgender prison, and that way everyone is safe? Just putting that out there. Let me guess. We need a transgender prison now with a revolution. I just said that before I even read this. Thank you, S. AJ, you silly boy, you will never be a woman. Someone should tell Magic Johnson's son, to wake up oversized ass. Oh wow. I'm not gonna go there, Mr. AJ. And total disgrace to mankind. Yeah, I'm gonna slide by with that one. Get her some help, mental and behavioral help. She needs to be helped. That was user 64. No, that person just needs to be in a separate jail with other people like that person. I'm sorry, there should be a transgender jail. I'm gonna make another video about just transgender stuff that should be happening. Alright. GJ says, no one saw this coming, huh? I get sent to prison. You can bet your sweet ass I'm going trans. That is foul, but I agree because no one saw this coming. Oh, I'm sure someone saw it coming. They just turned a blind eye and didn't give a damn. Damn. LOL, this is hilarious. Duh. She is a he. What do you think would happen with these confused individuals? This is user I said. Alright. Let's go a couple of more. User the one. Damn, putting a gay man in prison with all women, the man will come out of him sooner or later. They should have known that. He's going to finally get his way. Damn, I'm fucked up trying to read this. He's going to finally get his, or some lady in there to get hers. Alright, I get it now. IT, another reader. She should be in the men's since she wants to be a man. Yeah, brother, sorry, it's the other way around. He wanted to be a woman. He got into the woman's prison and then he started raping a couple of inmates because he stopped taking his hormones. He's gonna really pay for that when he goes back to the men's prison. Alright. Reader D. Mostly because I can't pronounce that name. This is insane. He puts on makeup and calls himself a feminine name, but he still has male privates. Who would have thought something like this could happen, really? Yep, D, just like everyone else. Alright. BE reader says, why does one prison's rights have priority over another? Nobody has the right to force anyone to accept what someone else believes. Okay, let's talk on that. Reader BE. I couldn't agree more. And here's why. Alright. First off, there's a system. And the system is not fallible. No. All of our systems are very, very touch and go when it comes to prisons and shit like that. And sexual assaults happen in prison. Probably more times than we are noted because we're out here in the civilian world where we're supposed to be safe. But safety is a lie, so it doesn't really matter. But when you're in prison, I don't really think there is a such thing as safe. And I'm not trying to find out. But the thing with that is, the world has changed. The world has changed, and with all due respect, the Alphabet Squad has started expanding. And by expanding, I say this lovingly, y'all all over the place and in prison. But common sense would have told him, no matter how feminine he is, if he still has the male part, he has no place in a woman's prison. It's just not the best idea they've had. So whoever was in charge of that detail really should be slapped in the face. Let's move on. Keep this sexual confused person in prison. but in a cell and weld the gate shut. The reader OMW. I agree with that too. I don't think the door should probably be well shut, but I agree with everything else prior to that. That was just foul. No. And it also makes it bad for real transgender people that are having issues. Soon these sickos will do this just to get in the bathroom with our kids. Well, reader I can't really give you that because I don't really know. But I can't really say I'm remotely close to that. Because most of the time, and I learned this in my domestic violence class, most kids are molested by people that they know. Most women are raped by people that they know. A chance encounter for a woman who's raped by somebody that she doesn't know is usually a chance encounter, which doesn't happen often, but it is a chance encounter. Now, I may have learned this in class, and let's just go with it's a 50-50 shot on that fact. Because there are some women who are not raped by people they know. There are really some women who are just victims of strangers with bad circumstances, right place, right time. But the majority, according to the sexual violence and intimate violent partner class, or whatever the hell it's called, usually women and children are raped or molested by people that they know more often than not. We're going to move on to the last two that I want to read, because if I keep reading this video will go on forever. Reader MS, not the disease. Our society has went to shit. We support nonsense like putting men in female prisons because he identifies as a woman. You are putting these women at serious risk for sexual assault and rape. And that is 1,000% correct. If they haven't had the surgery, they need to stay in a man's prison. You can put them in an isolated block if they haven't had the surgery, but don't put them in a female prison just because they decide that they want to be a woman. Now, and I'm not trying to offend innocent transgender people. I'm not trying to offend you. You have to kind of agree with me on that, especially if you're just being transgender just to get out of jail. I'm sorry to anybody offended. Okay. Reader GR says, for the sake of sounding politically correct, this type of nonsense has been perpetrated, whatever. The morals of the country has been compromised. This is of the reason for the decay of America from within. I'll give him that. I'm going to give him a thumbs up, but I'm not going to go into why I give him that. All right. Two more. I'm sorry. This one was interesting. Reader WP. Keep his disconnected ass in the male prison. It's rude to transform into a woman playing the role of a dude raping real women. Yeah, the Vic needs to sue the state for this stupid ass shit. I will agree with that. And the reason why is because I don't know the transgender guy's story, but if you transgender and you get out of a male's prison and you start raping female prisoners, you're just as bad as the male prisoners who would be raping you. Enough said. AC, another reader, goes to show you some people go gay because of circumstances, even if they are not. Prison creates them. I will not agree with that. There is no excuse to rape anybody. Period. Whether you going gay or straight, you don't have the excuse. There's no legal, logical excuse for raping anybody. And I can't give him that. So we're going to go to one more just because I couldn't agree with that one. Reader VBM. So when I heard about this, I thought it was going to be the other way around. When I read that, I actually thought that too. The women would be raping him since he was still has an extra arm. Just to show that we should not allow transgenders into bathrooms, we should have a different restroom, a changing room for them too. You never know what they really are doing. No, I am not transphobic. or anything like that. I am a parent who wants to keep my family safe. I'll give you that. No, I don't think it has much to do with that, but I'll give you that. But when I read that, that wasn't what I thought. When I thought it was the other way around, I thought that it was he was getting raped in the male prison, so they were moving him to the female prison. But apparently that's what happened, and he got moved in the first place, or some crap like this. When I did this video, one like it before. Okay, last two. Even though there's three right here. Okay, last three. This is user 49. That would happen when you put a man in a woman's prison. Transgender my ass. The new buzzword. Okay. Reader DG, a different DG, says this is what happens when transgender women who still have working male parts do it in a women's prison. I will give him that, because that is the possibility. Reader M, P-O-G-I-W. So if the female transgender into a male, are they going to get sent to he or she to the male prison? I'll wait for the answer. That is a very good question, and it's hard to say, and it makes me have to go to one more. She or he is messed up for anybody else who needs help from being abused in a male jail. Now he's going to help one bad mess up for everyone else. Yep. So basically what that boils down to is she also read the article previous to where this transgender male was trying to do everything he can to get out of the male prison to get into a female prison, and then he goes and fracks it up. I'm James Freemshoes. Come for number 2. Be seeing you.